Hey, yo, Nate.
Yeah.
We really talking about practice. Salute to everybody that is pulling up. Happy Tuesday from Raiders Primos. It is your host of the Real Raiders Talk, Raider Ed and Raider Nate. We are back again.
Yes, sir.
I feel like I'm nothing without my primo. Man, Nate, how you doing, bro?
You know what I'm saying? Like another day, another, really excited one for the Raider Nation and all the NFL. You feel me?
We got the first padded practice today. Guys, on the way in, please hit that like button, hit that bell so you guys can be notified when we go live for the next live or the next short video that is dropped. So you guys can be the first ones to see it. Also, guys, we are 49 subscribers away from 400. So please share the link around, share the love. Anyone you know who's a Raider fan, send the link. Anyone you know who's a football fan, send the link. Send it to your mom, your dad, your cousin, your brother, your sister, your girlfriend, your side chick, your boyfriend, your boy's side chick, your girl's side man. Like, send the link around, okay? We are 49 subscribers away from 400, and we can't do it without the Raider Nation, man. We love the Raider Nation. We love talking Raider football with you guys. And we're back again. We're talking about training camp. We're talking about today's training camp. We're also going to be talking about yesterday's training camp because a lot of stuff happened yesterday that I was seeing transpire over Twitter, over Facebook. Just, man, the entire social media Raider Nation just absolutely lost their shit. But let's get into these comments. Let's acknowledge the chat. We got Sean Johnson pulling up. Salute Primos. Hearing defense is giving Jimmy G problems. I love to hear our defense is doing something good and is getting chippy. We're going to talk about that. Sean Johnson says Brandon Faison's carted off the field, apparent leg injury. I've been looking to see if there's any updates of it. I have not got any updates. I did hear about that. Brandon Faison, for you guys that don't know, he did get carted off the field with an apparent leg injury. And because of what's going on around the league, it is very spooky right now because you had Tim Patrick, who is out for the season with an Achilles injury. You had C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who was out for an injury, but I believe he's coming back to the Lions practice. You also had Joe Burrow go down with an injury. You had Jalen Ramsey go down with an injury. There's a lot of players that are going down with injuries. And I wanted to ask you, Nate, coming from someone who played football, the excitement's in the air, from these players. It's the first padded practice. Football is around the corner. You're getting close to not just preseason, but when preseason comes, it feels like regular season, comes even faster.
Yeah.
How does, from a football standpoint, because you played football, how hard is it for these players like Brandon Faison, Tim Patrick, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Joe Burrow, these guys who got injured, to be healthy throughout the entire offseason and to have your body in football-ready shape? How hard is it in a player's mindset from a mental standpoint to go down with an injury right before the season or right during training camp?
Yeah, man, it's tough having to go through an unlucky injury right before the season. It couldn't have it couldn't have happened any other time, but people people just need to learn how to. I feel like on how that injury happened, with the legs, people need to stretch more, do your stretching. They slowly get into the rhythm of doing that, but it's the start, so many people just are heck of excited to just go right into it. So I don't know, people just, but I'm sure that they stretch pretty good. But
Yeah.
um, but yeah, that sucks. And the mindset of things, um, yeah, it kind of kills you, but like it really just like boost your want to play. Like man, I really wanted to play. Like now you're really wanting to play. After like not being like getting carted off sucks because like you were just into like the second or third practice and now you're just getting up carted off the field just looking at your teammates and that's messed up. All right. And yeah,
Bro,
it sucks.
hey, when we are able to bring out merch, bro, that's gonna be the first shirt we bring out. Milkshake Nate, bro. That is gonna be the but yes, let's talk about it. Our
Definitely hurts
right now,
mentally.
now that Brendan facing, we don't know again, guys. Don't know if he's out. Don't know if he's gonna miss some time. But with Brendan facing going down, your cornerback room is now Nate Hobbs, Marcus Peters, Duke Shelley, Jacorian Bennett, David Long Jr., Sam Webb, and then Meek Robertson. And honestly, for facing, it sucks because injuries happen. That's the thing. Injuries
Yeah.
happen in the NFL. We know this. I'm wishing the best for facing, but for a guy like Jacorian Bennett, for a guy like Sam Webb, for a guy like David Long Jr., Meek Robertson, this is a for you four. This is when it is that next man up mentality. Yes, injuries suck, but injuries is kind of that open door to where you can get a starting job in the NFL. You can show
Yeah.
what you have in the NFL. You can show that you have the potential to be something, something great. Look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady would have never entered into the NFL starting role if Drew Bledsoe never went down. Like injuries is a part of the game, but injuries is also an open door for some guys to show what they have and that they could take the starting job away from those guys who got injured. I wish the best for facing speedy recovery, but the corner room is so deep in depth that his job could be in jeopardy. Van City, my guy, up in the building. We got Digital Perez. Salute to you, brother. That corner room is doing well, but this opens up more of an opportunity for another star to come in. Yeah, that's really what I just said is that,
Facts.
this is an open door. It sucks because it's part of the game, like as we said, right, Digital? But for like Jacorian Bennett, that's who I'm eyeing is for Jacorian Bennett. He's going to go into preseason week 1 against the Winers, and he's going to get a lot of playing time. Again, don't know the extent of Faison's injury, but let's say if Faison may have to, he might have to miss that week 1 preseason game against the 49ers. Jacorian Bennett is going to get a lot of playing time. And Nate, how does that make you feel? Because for me, that excites me because I've been hyped on Jacorian Bennett all offseason long. So the more playing time that Jacorian Bennett can get, that excites me because the more we can see what we got in our young cornerback.
Yeah, I'm excited about any playtime for our youngins. Like, man, preseason just gets that much like exciting because we get to see ahead. We get to look at something we didn't think we would see, but um yeah, it's just exciting for them because I know they're now that has happened, they also get their own eyes open. Like they need to like get their head in the game now, like go crazy. But like Sean Johnson said, like that's what gets them fired up is opportunities. So, and I
Yeah.
hope that's what it is. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Salute to the 8 in the chat pulling up, guys. I don't know if you guys heard at the beginning of the show, guys. We are 49 subs away from 400. So you guys can please spread the link around, spread the channel. Like I know we can get there. It is all because of Raider Nation. We love talking football with you, and the season's around coming around. And I would love to have the chat filled with Raider fans talking about the season because I know I love to debate. I love the debate. I love different opinions. I love just talking football in general. So the more people we got up in here, man, spread that link around.
Yes,
Sean Johnson says, yes, in other Raiders news, guys, tight end O.J. Howard has been released. Offensive line Justin Murray and linebacker Kanum Munga was also waived. And the Raiders re-signed Chase Garbers, and they also signed linebacker Darius Harris. Now, shout out to Graphic Raider. He did point out on Instagram that he's hoping this linebacker sign of Darius Harris isn't something that's going towards Devon Diablo. Because if you guys have not known, Devon Diablo has missed practice for the second straight day, and he was scheduled to have a press conference yesterday, and he did not show up. So hopefully this is just another camp body, and hopefully we see Devon Diablo back on the practice field.
Yeah.
But I mean, Nate, are you a little bit worried about this signing with Darius Harris? Do you think there's an underlining? This is like an underlining signing for because of the Devon Diablo situation, or is this just another camp body?
Man, I hope that nothing's wrong with Diablo. Like, I hopefully it's just to give him. I don't know. Hopefully that's like a sort of like a helping message toward Devon Diablo in signing him. So because he obviously hasn't come, so giving him a little cushion, giving him a little time. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he'll be the backup linebacker or whatever. I forgot we have Spelling, but I'm not sure on how the linebackers in order are gonna be. But hopefully it's just a helping. Not too bad. I'm hoping Diablo's fine.
Yeah. Like Digital Perez said right here, the linebacker room is very thin. We needed depth, mainly. I'm sure that's why we signed him. And honestly, that is really the real reason. Like, let's think about it. This linebacker room, I looked at it. Me and Sean Johnson broke down this linebacker room, and it can either work in benefits for the Raiders or it can end really, really bad for the Raiders. And that's where it's worrying you. You don't know where this linebacker room stands at. Like, you have Spillane, you have Devon Diablo, you got Luke Masterson, you got Amari Burney, you got Curtis Bolton, Darian Butler, you got Darius Harris, you got Drake Thomas. You don't know where this linebacker group is at. And training camp, preseason, that's really what is going to have you look at this linebacker room is like, okay, are we comfortable going into week one with the linebacker room we got? You got a lot of young guys on that linebacker room. You got Devon Diablo and Luke Masterson and Robert Spillane as a projected starters for the week one game against the Broncos. And honestly, Nate, I'm going to be honest. I'm 50-50 with that linebacker room. It has me a little bit worried.
Yeah. I mean, anything that's skinny like that, like you're hoping it does like on the better side of things, or else if it doesn't, it's gonna be the total opposite, and that's not what we need.
Yeah. Shout out to Van City. He said Hemi G and the Condor getting into it. The last, I ain't gonna say it, we had would never. And I'm not gonna say Van City because I don't want to disrespect our former quarterback. He has my respect. But yeah, he would never do that. He would never do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about that, Nate. Yeah, Jimmy G and Max Crosby got into it during practice today, and Max Crosby had to go run a lap. They was talking shit to each other. Max Crosby even said in the presser last week that he loves, Jimmy G's attitude. He loves that he loves that he runs his mouth. He loves that he talks that shit. But hey, they got a little chippy, and this fires me up. Not
There's
because,
a vid.
huh?
Is there a vid?
I wish there was a vid. If someone had a vid, bro, I would have immediately started to be like, bro, recording.
Bro, how can somebody just not?
I mean, I don't know. We gotta probably find it, but like I said, it fires me up, and here's why. Let me take you back, 2022 season, week 5, Raiders at Chiefs, Monday Night Football. Patrick Mahomes just throws his 4th touchdown pass of the game. Now, I feel like Raider Nation knows where I'm leading with this because this pissed me the fuck off. When ESPN pans the camera to Patrick Mahomes and he is barking at Max Crosby, he's barking at the Raiders, saying that he is here. That he is here. So much so that Andy Reid has to hold Mahomes back because Mahomes is talking shit. And rightfully so, because it was kicking our ass at that point. He threw 4 touchdown passes, and you know what's crazy? All 4 were to one guy, and that was Travis Kelce. Now, I don't know about you, Raider Nation, but that pisses me off to think about. I hate the Chiefs. I hate the Broncos. I hate the Chargers. I hate our division. And I want the Raiders to wipe our division on the kitchen floor like they're a mop. So I
Yes,
want Jimmy G, if Jimmy G is bringing this attitude to training camp, I best believe he's bringing this attitude to Sundays, to Mondays, to Thursdays. He is going to get in the heads of the opposing defense. Now, hopefully this results in scoring touchdowns and, winning the game, because I don't want you talking shit and then you lose the game,
Yeah.
But this fires me up to see that our quarterback, that Jimmy G, has a fire in him, that he's going to be talking some shit on the football field, on the gridiron. Trash talk is part of the game also, Nate. But hearing this from a quarterback, how does this make you feel, man? Like, you got Jimmy G talking shit, and you compare that to our previous quarterback. Does this fire you up about the quarterback position going into 2023?
Heck yeah.
Shout out to
I want
GA.
Jimmy G to go crazy. But he needs to walk the talk. You know what I'm saying? Walk
Exactly.
like he talks. So.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Is that's what I don't want. I don't want him talking shit and then he can't get it done. And that's where, and I'll be honest, that's what made me upset with our last quarterback. Carr would go up on the presser, and it's not really talking shit, but he will go up there and tell Raider Nation, it's on me. I got to get back to the film room. I got to look at the film, and I got to get better. I got to get better. We got to get better. But it was the same shit every week. It was like you're curling up and you're taking sacks. You're not letting plays develop. You're missing targets. You're throwing interceptions. You're turning over the football. You can't score in the red zone. Like, it was same shit, different week. And then you come up on the presser and you tell us the same shit on the presser. Because you're not speaking to media. Like, I wanted Carr to know that, and I'm hoping Jimmy G knows that. You're not just speaking to the media. You are speaking to Raider Nation. When you go out there and you lose a game, Raider Nation wants to know, why did you guys lose the game? Of course, they probably won't share the entire information, but you as a quarterback, there's a reason why you are on the presser week in and week out after the game. Why? Because you're the most important position. You are the leader. You are the face of the team. And for Jimmy Garoppolo, I expect you to keep that same energy come 2023, come the regular season. Keep that same energy. Yes, I love it. I love it. This isn't downplaying Jimmy Garoppolo's attitude, his intensity. I love it. But keep that energy. Keep that energy and go out there and ball out. Go out there and ball out. Shout out to GA Patriot. Digital Perez said Van Noy may end up as a Raven. There is rumors about that. Kyle Van Noy. Sean Johnson did say, I still believe we should sign Kyle Van Noy. Yeah, there's rumors that he may be going to the Ravens, but there's no deal yet in place. I like Rashaan Evans from Atlanta. I looked at the highlights that Sean Johnson sent to me. Really fast linebacker. He helps stop the run. I like that, but Raiders can stop the run. I'll say that. Our defense can stop the run. It's the passing game that I really love seeing Evans. He really stuck to his man, specifically tight ends, pause if necessary. Safety John Johnson. He says you could bring in safety John Johnson or bring in Deron Harmon just to add more veteran presence, last minute final pieces. I like that, Sean Johnson. I don't think the Raiders are going to do that. Maybe not now. Maybe towards the beginning of the season, or in the middle of preseason. What do you think, Nate? What do you think about signing maybe a Rashaan Evans or a John Johnson, or maybe even bringing back Deron Harmon for some veteran presence?
Bro, you just described Rashaan Evans in so many ways that would help us like the most. We've been asking about, like, if some, like, like you would describe somebody that would give us the best hope to try to stop Kelsey, like someone who can stick to their tight end, who is fast, knows how to tackle, yeah, Rashad Evans sounds like the guy I'm hoping to get.
Now, I got stuffed through a bit real quick because there's a reason why the regime hasn't signed like a Rashawn Evans, hasn't signed a Kyle Van Noy. Could it be that this regime trusts this linebacker room? As GA Patriot said, he he rephrased what I said. Our linebacker room could be fire, or it could be the black hole in our defense. And we love being the black hole, but this is not the type of black hole we hope for. Could this be a reason that the regime isn't signing anybody? Could they like what they see out of our young guys in the linebacker room? We have yet to see that. We have yet to know. There's not a lot of things coming out of camp. We know that Devon Diablo, he didn't practice the past 2 days. But other than that, there's no negatives. There's no positives when it comes to the linebacker room. So it's really a wait and see come August 13th against the Winers to see what we have with our linebacker room. We also have joint practices leading up to that preseason game. So it is going to be interesting to see our linebacker room, how it shapes out. And also, guys, sorry, I just finished eating, bro. And like, I think I'm getting a heartburn right now.
Was it bussing?
It was good. It was good. Me and Big Mike, salute to Big Mike, salute to K-Town, salute to my brother Nate. We just finished the offensive breakdown. We finished all positions. We're moving on to the defense. So please, guys, we got 12. We got 12 in the chat. We appreciate you guys pulling up. Please spread the link around. We're gonna have a defensive breakdown series of the defensive line, our linebacker room, and our secondary. So we are gonna break down that linebacker room. So yes. Try spread the link around, spread the channel. I know a lot of people are gonna want to talk about this defense. It was actually a hot pocket digital. It was actually a hot pocket. Shout out to my girl. She got me some hot pockets for lunch, and it was busting. It was busting. It was really good. Shout out to Sean Johnson. He says, that's possibly yes. So linebacker Rashawn Evans, he's referring to if Van Noy goes to the Ravens. He says that's possible, yes. So linebacker Rashawn Evans, I will take. He's 27 years old and he had 159 tackles last season. And like I said, man, he's a tackling machine. He is a tackling machine, and I'm tired of seeing our linebackers missing tackles. I'll say that right now. I feel like if a running back gets past our defensive lineman, we better pray to the heavens.
Hope to pray. There's Hobbs somewhere.
Yeah, we gotta hope that Hobbs is somewhere or Peters is somewhere. Raider Lux, shout out to you, Raider Lux. It's been a minute since I've seen him, man. He says, finally a quarterback who will get in the D-line's heads to maybe jump off sides or get a penalty. No more hugs and kisses, motherfucker. That's hella funny, bro.
We're good. Oh, shoot.
But, Nate, how do you feel about that? Having a quarterback who is going to get into the defense's head, who isn't going to sugarcoat it, who is going to talk that shit. How do you feel about having a quarterback like that?
I don't remember the last time, like, homie actually, like, had the defense jump off sides, like, intentionally, other than just saying hike.
Yeah.
Like, but he said nobody's gonna jump over offsides when the quarterback is saying we're good. Like, huh?
Bro, we're good, and then it's a 1 yard like gain or 2 yard gain or a 1 yard loss. Like,
but that's facts though.
Right, we're not good. Shout out to Digital also for another comment. He says, I don't believe we won't have a full fix of linebackers next year. The only ones that are developing to fit the scheme is Bernie Diablo. And maybe he said he wouldn't mind Evans. Bernie and Diablo, I believe they're gonna. Well, I feel like Diablo is gonna succeed in this scheme. I believe that this coaching staff, they obviously see something on Diablo. They gave him the green dot right out of OTAs. So, and he really had an injury. He had an injury hard season of last season. Pause if necessary. I said hard season. positive necessary. But yes, it was an injury-ridden season for Devon Diablo, and I'm hoping he's not dealing with injuries again because, man, I'm really rooting for this guy to go out there and prove all of his haters wrong. Bernie, it's a wait and see really for I'm hyped on him, but it's a wait and see for me. Like I gotta see in preseason, of course, for being a sixth, I think he's a sixth, seventh round pick. For being a late round pick, he's gonna get a lot of burn. So he is gonna get a lot of game time come preseason. So we are gonna know what we got out of Amari Burney. But again, we gotta think he is a young guy, he's a young buck. If he flashes out there, that's great. If he doesn't, I mean, it's going to be hard on him because you got other linebackers that these coaching staff are looking at. But if they keep Bernie, it is going to be a wait and see. And it's going to, if they keep him, they see some potential in him. Let me see. We got Raider Zilla in the building. What's up, my guy? He says, what up, family? We got AJ. AJ's pulling up. Shout out to AJ. But I want to talk to the nation real quick. Let's talk to the nation. Because and AJ, I'm glad you brought this up because we are going to talk about this. Isaiah Palomalu, shout out to Isaiah Palomalu. He picked off Jimmy Garoppolo yesterday. There was a tweet that came out that Jimmy Garoppolo was looking to Devontae Adams, seeing Devontae was double covered, try to fit one in on a run throw, and Palomalu came and he nabbed it and he picked it off. Raider Nation lost their shit, Nate.
That doesn't make sense. Wait, he was going towards DA.
He was like looking towards him. He was looking towards him. He seen that he was double covered, came off of him, looked at Renfro, tried to throw one to Renfro. Palomalu came and picked it off.
Okay.
Raider Nation lost their shit. I was all over social media, Twitter, Facebook, seeing Raiders group chats.
Was it a non-contact interception?
Well, they weren't wearing pads, so it was like regular, just shirt and shorts. People lost their shit. People lost their shit saying, "Jimmy, this is what Jimmy Garoppolo is. Jimmy Garoppolo can't throw the deep ball. Jimmy Garoppolo, this is what we're gonna get out of him the entire season. He's gonna throw interceptions. He's throwing interceptions now. Wait until the season comes." Like. They were shitting on Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, I've seen hate on Carr. I've never seen this much hate for our quarterback. Like, it seems like a lot of people are hating on Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, they want him to do bad so they can be right. They say our quarterback is going to suck. The Raiders are going to suck because we downgraded at quarterback. And they want to bring anything that is going to fit that narrative. When he throws an interception, they're going to forget about the other passes he did in practice. He threw an interception. And people are going to look at that like, hey, he threw an interception. But forget, as Raider Lux is going to point out, that he got not Raider Lux. Who was it? I thought Raider Lux pointed out. On the very next play, he hit a 35-yarder to Devontae in stride. On the very next play. I want people to stop creating narratives and pulling clickbait just to fit that narrative. There's a lot of people I'm seeing on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube that they post things, and they're creating false rumors. They're creating false narratives about what's going on in the Raiders organization, making Jimmy G look like he's a bottom tier quarterback.
Bro, get off man's head for real.
Like Nate, you even called me about the Devontae Adams rumor. Raider Nation, I know you guys heard about that. The Devontae Adams rumor about him thinking like, oh, I want out of Las Vegas. I want to go to the New York Jets to pair up with my buddy Aaron Rodgers. Like, bro, really? Are you guys that like needy and greedy for views and clicks? And thank you, Orlando. Right to my thumbnail. We're talking about practice. Are we really talking about practice? Nate, you love basketball, man. You love basketball, and I know you know the famous Allen Iverson press conference.
Yeah.
We really talking about practice.
Buddy, I never went to the practices. Homie, I just pulled up to the games and balled out, you know what I'm saying? That's what he said. He didn't even go
Yeah,
to the practices. That's funny.
like guys, why are we freaking out over what's going on in practice? Yes, give people their flowers if they did a good play in practice. Give them their, you could criticize them all you want if they make a mistake. But at the end of the day, like my man Orlando said, it's practice. It's not a real game. It's not even a game at all. If Jimmy Garoppolo, God forbid, went into preseason and threw like 3, 4, bro, he could break the NFL regular season record, throw 7 interceptions. I don't get it. I don't care.
For real.
It's a preseason game. I don't care.
Yeah.
If it's a regular season game, that's where I'm gonna care, because regular season games, that determines whether you make the playoffs or not. I mean, Nate, bro, give me your thoughts on this before I start ranting.
Like,
how do you feel about Raider Nation losing their shit about our quarterback throwing an interception?
Now that he threw an interception, now he knows what not to do. You feel me? Like, it's about the moment. Well, I mean, he's learning how to get back in the moment. He's not in the moment yet because it's not a real game. So, never mind. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, he just learns off of his mistakes. That's what everybody does. I bet, I bet homie over there threw 3 interceptions and is probably trying to learn how to not do those 3 interceptions. But it's basically the same thing. It's just practice.
Yeah. It's
It's
just
not the
practice.
real moment. So like, why are you getting mad about like some moment that's just happens, I don't know, like 3 or 4 times a week?
And
like,
shout out to let me see who was, let me see. I'm trying, I literally just passed it. AJ, I'm literally on it. AJ says, I'm not worried. It's football. It happens. And then, like GA Patriot says, shout out to GA Patriot. He says, every quarterback throws interceptions every year. How many touchdowns in practice to go with this one interception? You know what's funny, GA Patriot? They don't talk about that. They talked about him hitting Devontae Adams in stride, but they didn't talk about how many like touchdown passes he threw in those scrimmages, in those 7-on-7s. Why not? Because it's all about creating a narrative, creating clicks and views. What's going to bring the people in? And the thing that's going to bring the people in is the quarterback controversy that's going on in Las Vegas. Did the Raiders upgrade the quarterback position? That's what's going to bring in the clicks, right? Shout out to Raider Lux. He said, remember when Carr didn't throw a single interception in the offseason, and how did that work out? Raider Lux, you come in with violence, bro. Kardashian's going to come after you, bro, because they don't want to talk about that. And you know what's funny? I remember that, too. As soon as I started, like, hearing the Jimmy Garoppolo shit, oh, he threw an interception. Oh, man, bro, Jimmy Garoppolo sucks. I'm like, our former quarterback didn't throw a single interception in training camp. And then he threw a career high in interceptions in the regular season. Nobody wants to talk about that. He started off in the regular season with 3 interceptions. And you know what's funny? He started his first start with Josh McDaniels throwing 3 interceptions, and he ended his last start with Josh McDaniels by throwing 3 interceptions. Get that fucker out of here, bro. Like, he knows and I guarantee he knew he had to throw it to white and black jerseys, right? Not to the other team.
That's just simple, bro.
Shout out to Digital. Also, to keep y'all reminded, the first interception of camp that Webb caught wasn't from Jimmy. I believe it was from Aiden Digital. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was from Aiden O'Connell. The one from Palomalu was from Jimmy, but I'm going to be honest, I don't think there's enough respect to Mao and Webb. And Digital, thank you, man. Because you know what the other narrative, Digital, that people are putting out there? if this offense is struggling against a shit defense, then we're in trouble for the season. They're calling our defense shit. 2022 was a shit defense. 2023 defense ain't even ranked. I'm talking about like final rank. Like, bro, we're 0-0. We don't know what this defense can be come 2023. Raiderzilla, talk that shit, bro.
The only place that it's ranked is in fantasy.
Hey, that's true, bro. I'm sorry. I mean, I know I might be hyping up.
Hey,
our defense,
they're actually ranked in like the teens in fantasy.
I mean, bro, I'm still not picking our defense for fantasy. No, bro.
I think you had the defense for like a couple weeks.
Dude, I did draft them as like a backup because I wanted to see how they did, bro. Like that first, I think the first like 2 or 3 games, I seen how it was going, and I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah,
I think, bro, we only had like 1 or 2. Bro, we weren't getting sacked. We weren't getting turned. I'm like, I always hype up on our defense, bro, and I can never win. Hopefully this year I win. But Digital, you're absolutely right. And Nate, coming from a like you played defensive end. Now I know you didn't play like corner, you didn't play safety, but let's say you make a play in practice. Like, let's say you get like a nice interception. Like, how would you feel that you're seeing on social media more people talking about the quarterback and the negative part of the quarterback? Like that, remember, that's your teammate. Rather than giving you like credit on making a great play. Like, how would that make you feel, man? If you're Isaiah Palomalu and you're Sam Webb and you're hearing all this noise more about the quarterbacks making the mistake and not the defense making a play, like how could that make them feel if you were to put yourself in their shoes?
It sucks because people take the practice a little bit too. I mean, it's practice, but people need to learn that there's literally no bad outcome or bad effect after practice or what happens during practice. Everything that happens during practice is good because it's practicing. You can't do bad while practicing. Like the more you practice, the more better you get. And I mean, people acting like it's a game. Like we're not ranking, we're not getting stats, winning or losing during a practice. It's just practicing. Like I feel like if I was like Paulo or whatever his freaking name is,
Palomalu,
yeah, I would just be like, just it's the Raider Nation. That's what it is.
Like, yeah, like AJ said here, Rodgers threw an interception. No one was bothered to talk about it. We are the Raiders, though. Always make something out of nothing. And that's what it is. It comes down to, AJ. You know, they want to stir up shit in the Raider Nation, stir up shit in the Raider organization. And it's like, at the end of the day, guys, practice is what's going to make you better. I remember when I played baseball, my dad was a manager, and he told me, because I used to not give a fuck about practice. I'll be honest. Like baseball practice, like people was like, bro, baseball is the easiest. No, practice makes perfect. And like that's a real thing. Like I would like to see a lot of people try to throw across the diamond, and that's from third base to first base on an accurate throw. Like that shit is harder than most people think. My dad would be like, you got to give a fuck about practice. And I guarantee these players do give a fuck about practice. That's why Jimmy G came out today and he balled out. I heard nothing of good things to seen about Jimmy G. That he was on target with all of his passes. He was dropping in buckets today at practice. And I love to see that in the first padded practice of the 2023 season. Like I said, practice, the players are going to give a fuck about it. But fans, why should we trip about it? Why should we trip about practice? Players give a fuck about practice. I guarantee Jimmy Garoppolo gave a fuck about that interception. He probably beat himself up for that interception. But why do the fans got to beat him up also? Why do the fans got to beat up our the team that they call their favorite? Yes, people then, well, Raider Ed, Raider Nate, you guys beat up on the team. We criticize the team. But we still go out We wake up every Sunday, wake up Monday or Thursday, wanting this team to win. Like last season, we didn't wake up, oh, I hope Derek Carr shits the bed. No, we wanted Derek Carr to ball out. You guys could go back and look at our preview to those games. We were previewing that Derek Carr was going to go ball out, having 3 touchdowns, and he never did. But we wanted our team to win. We wanted our players to do good. We wanted them to ball out. And that's what I'm excited. And I'm more excited from Palomalu and Sam Webb because, man, bro, our defense, we need turnovers. I'm screaming for turnovers. And the fact that they're causing issues for this offense, remember, guys, they got Devontae Adams out there. They got Hunter Renfrow out there, Jacoby Myers, Michael Mayer. Like, they got weapons out there. And the fact that this defense is causing issues for this offense, a wide receiver room that I believe can be the top 5, maybe top 10 in the NFL. I like that really excites me. But at the end of the day, I'm going to use that narrative too. It's still practice. They need to keep that same energy come game time. And like I said, my dad told me practice makes perfect. And if the way you perform in practice is the way you're going to perform in game time. Now, I'm not saying Jimmy Garoppolo is going to perform on Sundays throwing interceptions because, again, like earlier, who doesn't throw interceptions? Who doesn't throw interceptions?
Yeah.
I don't expect Jimmy Garoppolo to go the whole season throwing 0 interceptions. He's going to throw in interceptions. I just hope his touchdown passes outweigh those interceptions. Care to chime in, Nate?
Yeah, man. Like, it's you're never gonna get a negative impact from being at practice. Like, him throwing an interception is going to boost Palu's confidence and literally just getting Palu better. Like, everything that happens at practice, there's always gonna be a positive. It's almost like just getting paid at a 9 to 5. Like, so you go to your job. I'm giving an example. You go to your job, like you go to practice. You come out of your job earning more money, and then you come out of practice, you know, coming out of practice, practicing with a little bit more skill. You can't be like, oh, I didn't like the skill that I earned. Like, huh?
Yeah.
Like, it's always positive.
Yeah, and that's the thing with these players. These players are going to come into practice. If they make a mistake, that's where you learn. That's what, like, the practice field is where you learn. And that was another thing. Like, you practice and it wasn't like the way you practice, that's the way you're going to perform. My dad wasn't saying that as a sense, oh, if you're practicing bad, that's how you're going to play on the field. He's saying you got to learn from practice is where you get better. Practice is where you become that superstar player. Like, you have to get better in practice so you can play better come game time. Come Sundays, come Wednesdays. This is for baseball, of course. Saturday nights, Sunday nights, Wednesdays. But for the football players, they're practicing to get better. They're practicing so when Sundays come, they're not coming out there turning over the football. And for this defense, yes, credit to the defense. Like G.A. Patriot said, he said Patrick Graham has turnovers as the main focus of defense. Practice this year. They are practicing on creating turnovers. Good job, Isaiah Palomalu. And that is the main focus. Because you know what's crazy? Who's to say that it wasn't like a setup practice? Like a drive, like a setup play.
Yeah, like
for Isaiah.
The drill was for the turnover. Like,
yeah, like who's to say the drill wasn't the turnover? Like, that this drill was like, Isaiah, let's see if you recognize, like, you can read the quarterback's eyes or you stick with your man. Like, no one's going to talk. Like, we don't know what these coaches and players are communicating because, like G.A. Patriot said, the emphasis of this defense is sacks and turnovers. So are you guys not happy that this defense is emphasizing that and they're getting turnovers in practice and they're making it hard for our offense? Come Sundays, I'm hoping this is what we see.
Yeah.
GA went on to say, we created no turnovers last year. We need the practice to do that. And that is exactly the point. I know, like, we go based off what people are tweeting out. We go based off what we see from the Raiders.com website, what the videos they show, the photos they show, whatever. Fans go based off that. At the end of the day, we are not there. Even for the people that are there and they tweet out, they're tweeting one section of that practice.
Yeah.
Again, I'm like, it kind of baffles me that we're talking about and making practice like it's a big deal when, bro, Sundays is a big deal. Because what I care about at the end of the day is our win-loss record. And, bro.
Yeah, we out here talking about like we 0-8. Like, huh?
Like, that's what I care about. I could care less what they do in practice. I remember when I called up my dad, and I'm like, Dad, can you believe like these fans what they doing? Like, we're talking Raiders football, and he's like, I don't care what they do in practice as long as they're winning on Sundays.
Yeah.
Like, Raider Nation, would you agree with that statement? I don't care what they're doing in practice as long as they are winning on Sundays. Like, Nate, do you agree with that statement? Like, that's probably the best statement of 2023. I don't care what they do in practice as long as they're winning on Sundays.
I mean, I feel like that's been a thing since we won our first championship.
Even in 2016, bro, 2016, you know what's funny? 2016, we didn't, and in 2016, 2021, we didn't care what they were doing in practice. Why? Because they were winning football games. They went to the playoffs. We didn't care. But because this was a losing organization, and last season we went 6-11, they're finding everything to critique this team and to just shit on this team. Shout out to Digital. He said Primo used to be the one that showed up to practice talking shit to his team and left after he had a dinger. Bro, like, you know what's crazy? Yeah. Like, I was hitting the ball like crazy in practice, but for whatever reason, because I'm 5'5", to put it in perspective for you guys. I was so short, I got walked more than I was able to get a hit.
Hey, bro.
Like, hey, any way you can get on base, but
for real.
Yeah, and I mean, I couldn't hit for shit. I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't hit for bro. My batting eyes was ass. I ain't gonna lie, but somehow I still got on base a lot. But hey, but practice did boost my confidence. I'll say that. Mm-hmm. Raider Lux, best part of this information is that whoever fucks up will get called out by our quarterback. And Raider Lux, I love that. Let's go back to that. Jimmy Garoppolo talking that shit to Max Crosby. Because if he's talking that shit to defense, imagine if our offense fucks up.
It kind of reminded.
I just seen this comment. We're gonna get to that because he's fucked up for that, but we'll get to that later. But how do you feel about that, Nate? Like, yeah, he's talking shit to the deep, but imagine what this does for the offense.
What it does for, that's really good, because for the offense, like I said, anything that comes out of practice is a W, and them talking trash to each other is also a W because Jimmy Garoppolo, for Max Crosby, Jimmy Garoppolo is that Patrick Mahomes that he's going against when he's talking trash. Mm-hmm. And for Jimmy Garoppolo, that's the Chris Jones talking to him when he's on the other side of the line. So yeah, it's works. It's like at the end of
the day, they know their family, they know their brothers. Yeah. But when it comes to like those scenarios, like GA Patriots said here, in practice, a good coach creates scenarios where his players can work on their weakness. Not in game time though. That's why you have practice, but create scenarios like that. Could be that scenario that's like, hey, you're going against the Chiefs. Like Max Crosby, all he sees is Patrick Mahomes. Like, yeah, that's Jimmy Garoppolo, but he sees Patrick Mahomes. For Jimmy Garoppolo, he sees Chris Jones. Like, people forget Jimmy Garoppolo lost the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. You think he don't want to shut the Chiefs up? Like, people don't think Jimmy Garoppolo wants to end the Chiefs reign over the AFC West. Like, Jimmy Garoppolo probably hates the Chiefs more than we do. They took a championship away from him. Also, Kyle Shanahan did, but that's besides the point. But it's like you said, Nate. Like they're also putting these scenarios in their head.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I love. And then also to comment on the rest of GA Patriots comment, he said not in game time, though. That's why you practice. And that is true. Could that have been a scenario for Isaiah Palomalu? And it's like, Isaiah, we want to see if you could pick. We're not going to tell you what the play is, of course, but we want to see, can you pick up the defense? Can you read what the offense is doing? And can you react to the play? Nobody's going to talk about that because, again, nobody knows what's being talked between coaches and coaches and between coaches and players. I mean, Nate, you could probably shine some light on that. When you practice for football, did coaches put you guys in like the defense in specific scenarios? Not like when it was offense versus defense, did you guys get put in specific scenarios? Like, would they tell the offense, run this play, and then we're gonna see what the defense, how they react to it?
Yeah, I remember almost every night we did a little scrimmage between the offense and the defense, and they were being told like the whole what's it called? They weren't being told what the play was, but we knew what the plays were as a defensive because we studied on the positioning of the offense. So like, yeah, you see a Hail Mary lineup, you know you got to go deep.
Yeah.
But the point is, yes, we did, and I
Was
forgot your
it
question.
to help you guys better at reacting?
Yeah, it was to getting to know like where the ball's gonna be, where you gotta be, have your eyes on who to look for. It was good training.
Yeah. And like I said, man, let's give our credit to Isaiah Palomalu making a great play, against Jimmy Garoppolo, against Hunter Renfro, and just getting a turnover. Like, that's what I'm excited to see. Um, Digital Press says, I'm excited for the defensive line. Graham's knowledge on defense stems from the line. Getting Leonard was a benefit to infuse the blueprint and development and scheme. And this is true, man. Like, this D line is another part of our defense that I feel people are underestimating. Like, you got Tyree Wilson in the draft, a big strength. Like, he's mainly focused on strength. He's not so much speed, but he focuses on that strength. Then you got Max Crosby, who's undoubtedly one of the top defensive ends in the league. And you got Chandler Jones, who I think is going to resurrect his career this season. He seemed to get better as the season was getting closer to the end before he got injured. I do believe this defensive line is going to create a lot of pressure, and they are going to generate more sacks, and they are going to generate more turnovers. Digital says, I'm sticking to a 9-8 record. GA Patriot says, good thing about training camp, no matter which side has a stronger day, the Raiders still win every day. And that is true. That is true because at the end of the day, this is a way to get better. And that's what it comes down to. So, guys, let's not freak out about training camp. Let's not freak out about practice. Let's enjoy our boys, our team going out there and getting better. Like, that's what matters. They're trying to go out there and get better each day. Now, does it suck to see them make the mistakes? Yeah, but that's where they learn. That is what practice is for them to learn, because I'd rather them do it in practice than do it on a Sunday and I'm left there screaming at my TV.
Yeah.
Like, right, like, bro, like, Jimmy Garoppolo throws an interception like on the first play. Hopefully, knock on wood, but it's like,
I don't
man,
have it on. I'm not gonna have him on fantasy. I'm chilling.
like, he throws an interception on the first play and I'm already screaming at the TV. Like, that's when I'm like, this ain't training camp no more, Jimmy G. Get your head out of your ass.
For real.
Digital Press, you fucked up for this. I hate you, bro. Get out of here. Get out of here, bro. Like, nah, all love to my boy Digital, bro. But he said, so you were the Jose Altuve. Man, fuck out of here. And you know what's crazy? It was guys like him. And it was guys like Dustin Pedroia that I looked up to because they were short. They were short guys in the MLB, but they were like at the top of their game. Like, that's what inspired me. Like, they had a heart for the game. And this is baseball talk right here, but this goes into any sport. If you have a heart for the game, you could go. You got to have the potential too, but you got to have the heart for it too, to like want to play the game, the love for the game. You got to have it. GA Patriot says, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say 10-7. Me and Nate had us at 11-6. 10-7. I could see that too. But I can't call who.
I feel like that's like
a couple of them will be by luck.
I feel like that would be the last wild card spot. I want to
Yeah,
be at least like at number 5.
I want us to win the division. Fuck wild card. I want us to win the division. But I know, that's probably a lot to ask from this team. Playoff appearance, I'm cool with that too. 10-7, I'm cool with. And you're
I
right,
could
GA. And you know
probably.
what? You know what's crazy? People say there's no luck in football. Hell yeah, there's luck in football.
I
There
mean,
is luck in football. And yeah, we will need a little luck. I feel like in 2016, we had a lot of luck in 2016. I go back to that because we were 12-4 because we had a lot of luck. Sadly enough, we know our luck ran out with Derek Carr's injury. But like when it came to like interceptions, fumbles, the ball was just bouncing our way. And we, that's luck on our side because Nate, you would know. And sometimes, anyone who plays even street football, like you guys play tackle football, when there's a fumble, that ball bounces any way it will go. And when
yeah,
it bounces to, your team's hands, I mean, that's luck, bro. Like that, because that ball could bounce anywhere.
yeah. That goes for a lot of plays, like the special teams. Um, yeah, special teams, fumbles, any loose ball is just up to the ball to, that's tough.
Yeah. Shout out to GA Patriot. He says, not to change the subject, but Chandler Jones is still the NFL's all-time leader in sacking Russell Wilson. And man, GA, I'm excited for week 1 because I'm like looking forward to Chandler Jones putting Russell Wilson on his ass. I do think the Broncos are going to be a little bit better. I do think Sean Payton, even though this boy is an egomaniac and a half, and it's funny because if you guys want to go check out, Nathaniel Hackett actually responded to the Sean Payton trash talk, if you would call it. And Nathaniel Hackett said he broke the code. And I mean, I don't give a fuck. Broncos are
Yeah, I
going to
could
be
care less.
this season, it seems like, but I'm cool with it. But yeah, I'm hoping we see Russell Wilson on his ass. Real quick, Nate, what is your expectation for Chandler Jones? Coming into camp, he's, taking Tyler Wilson under his wing. But like I said, closing out the 2022 season before his injury, he seemed that he was starting to find that right motor. He was getting to the quarterback faster. He was getting sacks. What do you expect out of Chandler Jones in the 2023 season?
Um, I'm not expecting some DBOY, some all-time breaking records, but at least I would hope for him to like pick it up a little as far as like, I don't know, 7 to 10 sacks probably. Um, obviously he's older, so it's not like he could like flip the switch. Like, I mean, he's still Chandler Jones, but like,
Yeah.
he's still that guy that's been in the league for a while. Um, yeah, around like 7 to 10. Not much, but like still giving an impact towards the defense, helping Max Crosby.
I see 8 to 9 sacks too, and I think he's going to be very, very. He's going to have a more impact when it comes to stripping the football, and I think
Yeah.
Max Crosby is going to have that also. He's going to have more of an impact in creating turnovers because I think that is what's missing from Max Crosby is he needs to create more turnovers. Yeah, he's clutch. He could be that game changer like we've seen in Seattle. I would like to see more of that when it comes to closing games out. I would like to see more getting to the quarterback, not only just getting sacks, but also getting that football out, being disruptive with the football, and getting the football back for our offense. Shout out to AJ. He said the amount of one-score game and leads we lost last season was crazy. And AJ, honestly, I don't think we're going to see that this season. I think we got a quarterback that is going to keep the pedal to the metal. He's going to keep making the throw. Like, go watch Jimmy Garoppolo highlights back in 2019 when he played his full season, or watch his full 49er highlights when he was there, his 49er career. That, like, I don't know if it was Kyle Shanahan or it was him, but he was still making throw after throw. And bro, they be killing teams like 28-0 or 30-14. Like, they be killing teams. And Jimmy Garoppolo still slinging it. He's not checking it down. He's not taking the safe throw. He is still slinging pass after pass keeping the ball moving down the field. And I'm excited for that because I don't think we're going to lose we're not going to have a lot of one score games because a lot of those one score games were leads that we lost. So I don't think we're going to lose a lot of leads this season. And if we do, I mean, it's the NFL. As long as we're not losing like 6-7 leads, then I'm cool with that. But like we may be losing, one or two here and there. It's the NFL, especially like if we lose one against the Chiefs, like if it's like 14-10, if it's like 14-10, then and the Chiefs, they score a touchdown, it's like a back and forth game, then yeah, But if it's like, like those 17 plus point leads that you're probably referring to, yeah, that's where I'm like, okay, something's gonna give. But I don't think we're gonna see that this season. GA Patriot says Chandler has trimmed down and gotten in better shape. I'm looking for him to get significant snaps on the outside linebacker position. And yeah, man, he's gotten faster. He slimmed down to get even more faster. I can't wait, man. I cannot wait. AJ says Max needs to convert his pressures, which he led into sacks. And AJ, that's what I want from Max. And Kane Town calls it Max Crosby slander, but it's not really slander. It's like he's a dog. He gets to the quarterback, he hits the quarterback, and he gives pressures to the quarterback. But he doesn't I feel like this Max Crosby can have a 15 plus sack season. Like he can have a 15 plus sack season. But the thing is, he leaves so many sacks out there on the field. He always overdo it where he misses the sack, or he can't get the guy down, or I'm not saying if he gets there late. I'm just saying when he does get there, he over pursues it, or he barely gets there, and it's like, no, man, like we need sacks. Like pressures are nice, quarterback hits are nice, but if you hit Mahomes, but he still throws a touchdown, like what does that stat do? It doesn't help. Like sacks is what's going to help the defense out. When you put like a quarterback hit or a sack is a sack is a difference between a 3rd and 16 and a 3rd and 8. Mahomes can convert a 3rd and 8 and a 3rd and 16, but a 3rd and 16 is harder on Mahomes than a 3rd and 8. I'm more scared on a 3rd and 8 than a 3rd and 16. I'm like, hey, we got a chance here. Hey, we got a chance here to stop Mahomes. But so yeah, for Max, I want to see more sacks. Nate, you want to chime in on that? What do you want to see out of Max Crosby for this season?
I want him to as far as effort wise, yes, that's fine. He puts all of his effort on the field, but like you said, think about where you're going, so no quarterback can go around you. So don't go straight for the quarter. Obviously, try to get the sack, but also be that leader that you are and talk with the D line. You know, create a cup around the quarterback so he doesn't run, because that's what we kind of suck at doing. I mean,
Trapping the quarterback,
yeah,
basically.
once he misses the tackle, then boom, that's one way that a quarterback could go,
Yeah,
unless we have a nickel or a linebacker there to help. But
yeah.
yeah, just thinking about what the whole D line can do, be the leader, and yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Sean Johnson. He says Dylan Parham is 315 pounds. Did you see that? I did. I did see that, Sean. I believe we talked about me and Big Mike talked about the offensive line, and we seen that Dylan Parham bolt up, backed up to 315. And bro, that is he's a meaty man. Positive necessary, but you need your offensive lineman at least at 315 or over. Hopefully, maybe I would like him to get a little bit more weight, maybe at like 320, 325. But if they like him at 315, I mean, he still looks stronger when I seen him in his presser. I'm hoping for the best for Dylan Parham.
Yo, 315 is crazy though. We're talking just straight up average. Oh my gosh.
For a lineman, that's crazy. AJ says Max Lander, never. He's our heart and soul of this team. That's how great he is. We expect so much from him. And that's exactly right, AJ. Like, it's not hating on the guy. It's just sacks. Like, that's what I want. I want more sacks. And I think he had 10, if I'm not mistaken. Last season 10.5. Let me see.
Yeah, I think 10
Let
and
me
a half.
see.
I'm gonna
He
guess
had
at
no,
10
he
and a
had
half.
12.5 last season. He had
Oh,
12.5 sacks last season, but like I said, bro, he could have had much more last season. He could have had like 18. Now it's kind of sad because he would only have those numbers because the rest of our D line was total butt cheeks. Like, so they were ass. They were total ass. So I'm hoping, he doesn't, that not only does he get the help, but that he gets that 15 plus sacks this season because he can do it. Max Crosby can get 15 plus sacks. That is not a narrative that I'm creating. That is like fact. Anyone who watches his game, anyone who watches Max Crosby work, and Max Crosby can have 15 plus sacks in 2023.
yeah.
Sean Johnson says, just heard Tyree Wilson's getting closer and closer to being on the field, and I'm excited. The faster we can get Tyree Wilson back on the practice field, that is a W for him, and that's a W for the Raiders. Real quick, guys, just wanted to share some more news from training camp today. Like I said, the pads were back on. To summarize, if you guys are joining in late, because we are going to over an hour, salute to the 11 people in the chat for still rocking with us. If you guys have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We are 49 subscribers away from 400. I know we can get there. Raider Nation, you guys are like, we're national. You guys are big. You guys are supportive. So yes, please share the link around. Share the channel around. I'm gonna actually put our channel in the chat. I mean, you guys could, share it, but if you guys want to copy and paste, make it, a little bit easier for you guys. I got you guys. Here is. Well, actually, hold on. Give me a sec here. Good. I gotta. Damn it. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Hold up here. Hold up here.
Time is it? 107.
But Nate, real quick, I want to ask you another before we head out, man. Your expectations for this secondary. We talked about Isaiah Palomalu. We talked about Sam Webb. They created turnovers, and again, yesterday we heard that they were causing issues for the offense. Today Jimmy G was balling. What's your expectation for the secondary? And you got the addition with Marcus Peters. Like what can we expect from the Raiders secondary in 2023?
Um. For the secondary, I hope the D line and the secondary both get better by complementing each other, because that's what happens with the defense. Um, and that's probably a good way that the D line could get better. But for the secondary, though, I really like the way that um things are being moved around, things are shaping up, people are finding their places. The fact that we have a lot of depth is really good, because that um provides opportunities, and what better is there than opportunity in this league? That's the number one thing that people love. But yeah, I really do like I feel like they could, with more experience, more talent, um with Epps and Peters and stuff like that, I'd like to see more turnovers, for like with 10 plus 15, something around there, 10 to like 15 in the back,
As
probably. I don't know.
interceptions or total turnovers?
Total.
I want higher than that. I want like
No, just for the back.
secondary. Okay.
Yeah, just for the secondary, around like 10 to 15, like in total.
All right.
Um, I mean, obviously, I would like to see more, because that's kind of cool to watch. I like watching our CBs run for their life with the ball in their hands. Um, but yeah, I feel like the turnovers are gonna be there, and people are gonna be more mindful when going for a interception, because that's what Peter's like. He's so freaking aggressive.
Yeah,
So
he's a ball hawk. But yes, guys, to summary. To summarize up, the Raiders have waived tight end OJ Howard, Justin Murray, and Kania Munga. They also re-signed Chase Garbers back to the team after releasing him. They also made an additional cut that tackled Jesse Merrick. He's been cut. Coming out of camp, shout out to Raider Resistance for the updates. They said Raider Nation goes crazy. There's a tweet from Harry Rees that says Raider Nation goes crazy for a Jimmy G to Devontae Adams long connection during one-on-ones. To Sean Reed, as we know, he prayers. Hopefully, it's minor. As Raider Resistance said, cornerback Brandon Faison has had to be carted off the practice field today, and with what appeared to be a leg injury, and the way leg injuries have been going on in camp around the NFL, I'm hoping the best for Brandon Faison. There's also a tweet from Levi Edwards that said Sincere McCormick is out here running with purpose today. You know, you got to love hearing good news from our running backs, considering what's going on with the Josh Jacobs situation. And again, as Jimmy Garoppolo and Max Crosby during the 11-11 drills, Crosby had to take a lap after him and Jimmy Garoppolo got into a small altercation. It was a little chippy. It was more verbal. They're not doing the Travis Kelce and punching each other, you know.
Yeah.
And then Vinny B said that the Raiders defensive end Max Crosby is putting Michael Mayer through a welcome to the NFL practice today. Mayer keeps getting up though, so you know, iron sharpens iron, as Raider Resistance said. And then also Tashawn Reed tweeted out, Garoppolo bounced back with a strong outing in the Raiders' first practice of training camp, padded practice. Didn't turn the ball over, and there weren't too many balls that hit the ground. Had a few nice intermediate to deep throws during one-on-one and 7-on-7, and 11-on-11 was more run-focused. And there was more Brandon Faison news in regards to him just being carted off the field. Again, I don't have any what the injury was. I will be releasing that once we find out how severe his leg injury was. But hopefully it wasn't severe. Hopefully it was minor. Prayers to Brandon Faison. Nate, you got anything else to add, bro, before we close out here?
Nope.
Well,
just draft well in your fantasy.
Yep. Fantasy football is around the corner, family. So, you know, draft well, scout well, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Love you guys. Remember, we are 48 subs away from 400. So share the link around, share the channel, tell your friends, tell your family, subscribe to Raiders Primos if they love talking Raiders football or just football in general. We love you guys. We appreciate everyone that pulled up, and we're going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.